If recent reports are to be believed, the Pac-12 may be in trouble when it comes to signing their brand new media rights deal. The original plan for the conference was to sign their new media deal and then look into the possibility of expanding, but it's starting to look like that may not be an option if they want to get anywhere near the amount of money they hope to. Pac-12 Commissioner Georgie Kliavkoff was recently spotted at an SMU basketball game, which has sparked the conversation of realignment once again. While SMU and San Diego State are considered the frontrunners for spots in the conference, Fresno State is another team to consider and a seemingly fan favorite pick according to my comment sections the last few videos. But why? Stay tuned to find out. Fresno State University is located in Fresno, California and is 4 hours north of Los Angeles while being 3 hours south of San Francisco. It almost splits Northern California and Southern California in half. Fresno State would fortify the state of California for the Pac-12, especially if they join with a team like San Diego State. They bring access to a talent-rich region and a top 25 media market if Sacramento is included in the Fresno's DMA, which contains over 2.3 million homes. Jim Sweeney Field has a capacity for over 40,000, which is something that San Diego State can't boast about. They've had a very successful football program under Jeff Tedford, winning the Mountain West this past season, and also saw success under former coach Kalen DeBoer, who is now the head coach at Washington. The program has won at least 10 games 4 times since 2017, which is something a school like UNLV can't boast about. Over the past couple seasons, Fresno State has beaten a handful of Pac-12 teams and has gone toe-to-toe with others. They often are mentioned as a team that will be overlooked due to their geographical location in California not being a desirable area. Jerry Dyer, the mayor of Fresno, met with the university president in hopes of speeding up the process of making a deal to join either the Pac-12 or Big 12 back in January, and saw it as no secret that Fresno State wants bigger and better things in the Mountain West. Dyer told the media, "I think we have a lot of things in common with the Big 12. Certainly the Pac-12, with a lot of West Coast teams, make it convenient for travel. But also when you look at the Big 12, a lot of Midwestern towns, a lot of Midwestern programs are very similar to our culture here in the Valley." One former Fox executive believes Fresno State is a lot like Utah when they joined the Pac-12 back in 2011. They are not afraid to play Power 5 programs and are winning the games. They have an extremely passionate fan base and have sent multiple players to the NFL, including guys like Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. Athletic Director Terry Toomey told ABC 30, "We see that your brand and how you represent yourself is commemorated to our departments. I don't think about Fresno State as a Mountain West institution, which means I'm in a certain group of 5 category. I think about Fresno State as an entity and a brand that is commensurated to a Stanford, a Cal, a Washington State, an Oregon State, a Baylor, so any of those institutions that used to be considered Power 5 are really now our colleagues." When you bring up basketball as well, the Bulldogs have consistently won 21 games a season and are probably on the way to a berth in March Madness. The Bulldogs have consistently won at a high level in college's 2 biggest sports. The Action Network's Brett McMurphy writes, "I am sure Boise State, Fresno State, and UNLV media market will remain on expansion shortlists because every year they play Pac-12 members in multiple sports and are very competitive. Plus, I would grab Gonzaga adding them as a basketball-only member." So why doesn't Fresno State get an invite to the Pac-12? Well, to many, they feel like the third best option behind San Diego State and SMU. McMurphy writes, "I do agree that the Pac-12 needs to expand first with San Diego to replace UCLA and USC in Southern California, and SMU fits academically for the conference as well as adding the Dallas market. Fresno State is, as previously stated, located in an undesirable location according to some. They also have aging facilities, but I feel like they could fix that the minute a Pac-12 or Big 12 invite is extended. Despite the failure of ballot measure E, which if passed would have funded improvements to Valley Children's Stadium, Toomey is determined to continue taking steps towards stadium improvements, saying our stadium must look the part of other Power 5 institutions. The Bulldogs are a better fit in the Big 12 institutionally and would help the conference gain a footprint in the Pacific time zone. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark has made it no secret his desire for a West Coast campus. John Wilner from the Seattle Times writes, "At the same time, the hotline hasn't sensed much momentum inside the Pac-12 for adding the Bulldogs. We see San Diego State as the priority among California schools. Fresno State is also not known for their academics, which the Pac-12 has come to prioritize. They are ranked outside the top 250 universities according to the U.S. News & World Report, which schools like Stanford and California may be against. But as I have said in previous videos, the walls look to be caving in on the Pac-12 as of now, especially with the Big 12 possibly looking to grab Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah, and maybe even look at Oregon and Washington if the Big 10 does not. The longer this all drags on, the closer and closer schools get to hitting the panic button. Just look at what happened to the Big East back in the day. The Pac-12 are in discussions with streaming services like Amazon, who will value quantity over market size. Frank Carney, a former Times Warner program executive who was retired but who still has strong ties to the Pac-12, told the media, "I think that soon the presidents will overcome their concerns and sign a deal with Amazon. It is a no-brainer when you take into consideration they are the biggest online retailer on the planet with over 250,000 subscribers, with a promotion machine that is second to none and was attractive enough to land them a deal with the NFL. As to the lack of exposure with deals in the place with the SEC, ACC, Big 12, NHL, NBA, MLB, and NFL, where do you suppose the Pac-12 falls in the ESPN schedule of programming? Meanwhile, with Amazon, every game you play from football to field hockey is streamed to a worldwide audience. The conference is looking at an international recruiting tool. The current Pac-12 network produces over 800 events a year. With the addition of Fresno State and 1 to 3 other schools, that number may rise greatly. Fresno State brings a value from a winning aspect rather than a market size aspect, which may drive Amazon's offer up. Kliavkoff may have overpromised what he could get for the Pac-12 rights, with schools hoping to get around $35 million a year. According to Forbes, that number in the conference's current state would be closer to $25 million a year. ESPN can keep their popular Pac-12 after dark games with the 7:30 p.m. Pacific time kickoff, something they have said they want to continue. Another possibility could be moving the ESPN Pac-12 game to Friday and offering Fox a Saturday late night package to go up against Saturday Night Live again with a 7:30 p.m. Pacific time kickoff, because most Fox stations in the East have a 10 p.m. news as a lead-in. The Pac-12 is in an interesting and precarious position, but there's a lot of options. What do you think? Who should the Pac-12 add to replace USC and UCLA? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe for more college football content. Thank you so much for watching. I could not be more thankful for y'all. You guys make this all possible, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.